Good evening, everybody. Good evening to another edition of Encounters, the late night spiritual UFO talk show with your host, CmdrAleon. Greetings all over the world, wherever you are, Europe, Asia, Africa, North, Central, South America, wherever you are, little islands, big islands. Just good evening all over the planet. Hey, Jackie F. Hey, I'm in 1965 Hotshot, Kenny Awakening. Holy Roach, user 775, Steph Miss June, Jan R, Blackheart Poet, Bobby Moses, everybody coming in here. Trizensation, Scott Hammonds, Charlotte, John Cooks, K Bird, everyone coming in here from all over the place. Glenda, Charlotte, thank you for the likes. User 379, Robert Hart, George, welcome to the show. Levick, greetings everybody. Rills, I think it is Rills. I can't, the names are going. S. Josh X, thank you for joining us. The Spiritual Spot, yes, good to see you. Just good to see everybody out there. Tammy Lynn, everyone coming in here. Rax CZ, hey Serena, good to see you. Lavola, Emma, Ada, Rod, good to see you. JC, Big Daddy, good evening everybody. Honestly, good evening. Dennis Smith, Jackie F, thank you for the donut. We're going to have a good show tonight. Tomorrow night is our special Friday night session, Ashtar Command Q&A. We'll have April with us. We'll have the Ashtar Command communicating through music, messages through music, and that'll be tomorrow night. Pittsburgh Tapwater, hello, good evening. Good to have you with us, everybody. Welcome to another edition of a show that's out of this world. Old guy, welcome. Rita Sanders, good to see you. As we're getting closer and closer to April, the month of April, we're getting closer and closer to our special event, April 13th in Connecticut at the Apple Orchard, where we'll be videotaping Mahansuk, at least one of the Ashtar Command spaceships, Marinate, Peace, Love, and Light. So we're getting psyched up for that. And I've been getting a lot of downloads about this technology that I'll be getting when I'm at the Apple Orchard, that I believe is going to facilitate my ability to do certain things when I'm here at my location going live with the Ashtar Command. So I'm going to learn how to use it. And I know that it's going to be something extraordinary, something I'm going to have to learn to use, but I will. And we will do interviews in just a little bit. We just got on here. So, definitely we are going to interview some people tonight, I'm sure. My shows from last night and the yesterday morning are all on my, the other morning are on my Ashtar Command Spaceship News channel. If you go to YouTube, Ashtar Command Spaceship News is my YouTube channel. All our encounter shows are actually there. All the tape shows are on there. So if you missed any shows, you can have hours and hours of fun listening to interviews and past shows. Olivia Alley says, I hope my mom, if she's willing to. Olivia Alley. And let's see who else. Sam Turner, welcome to the show. Jerry, welcome. And we're just getting started. Relax wherever you may be, Cliff. Everybody just get a place to relax. Meditation pillow, couch, chair, floor, wherever you are around the world. Our seating is endless on the planet Earth, so you can be anywhere and you'll still have good seats to the studio. Talk Smith's Fool. Harold, welcome to the show. Man, excuse me. Good thing I got apple cider. Yep, another whole glass of apple cider on the show tonight. 99% of the time, the commander has apple cider when he's on here. Let me see who we've got there. We have a person named Mark. Mark, if you can tell us what you want to come on the show for, let me just give the protocol for interviews tonight so people know how we run the show here. So number one, no cursing, no foul language or any of that stuff. That's number one. Number two, you have to be over 18, no kids on the show. Number three, no smoking, no vaping, no smoking, no vaping, or smoking of any kind on the show. Number four, no drugs, drinking, those two areas. Generally, no drugs and no drinking. No drunks. That's number four. And number five, just essentially no paranormal discussion. If you want to talk paranormal, there are 10,000 bazillion other TikTokers that get into that stuff. This show is called Encounters for a reason. We deal with spiritual UFO areas, from visitations by space beings to crop circles, Bigfoot, mer people, fairies, the star people, and all that in relationships, so you know what kind of show this is. Are these TikTok rules? Just curious. These are TikTok has rules that you have to be over 18 if you're going to be on here to talk. You have to be over 18, which is their rule. My rules of my show, because I'm a talk show host on WESU NPR radio for 21 years, so I set my additional rules here because when I interview people, these are my rules that there's no obscenities, no cursing, no drugs, no drinking, no smoking. And if anyone's smoking, TikTok will actually send me a warning if somebody's smoking on my show. They will be warned. If they're drunk and acting crazy, I'll probably lose my show. So I am very strict about my rules. And other than that, people can share their stories, share information regarding disclosure, information on their visitations with people. We've had a lot of great guests since last year. So we have just a protocol of the way my show operates. And we try to keep it at a high standard, just to let you know. And thank you for asking the questions. So these are my rules. And being a radio talk show host and being in professional broadcasting, I take my concept from radio here last year, and I try to keep it very much on the positive side. No smoking and drinking. That's right. If someone gets on here and smokes and drinks, you're most likely, if you even do your own live and you start drinking and smoking like crazy, you'll end up losing your TikTok in like 2 seconds. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Oh, no, I just, that's just, that's good you asked. Yep, keep it high vibe. Hey, Cosmic Christie. That's right, Sprites. No hanky-panky on my show. It's funny how we went from 130 to 109 people. How does that work? Maybe the other people were interested in doing hanky-panky. I don't know. Hey, howdy, Commander. Hey, for all our relatives. Good to see you, Steve Houston. I'll keep documenting these events. Good. So we're going to do interviews. I told people this morning who have not been on my evening show, hey, Mahanzuk, good to see you, brother, that we will certainly welcome people's stories. You have to have over 200 followers. That's if you're new to TikTok. If you have 200 followers, you can go on live with audio. If you have 1,000 followers, you can go live with audio and video. So for new people, we always like to help people out. And as night goes on, we'll have more people in here. Actually, I think we're at like 1 something just before. What happens going from like the high 100s to 94 people? What happened? Where'd those people go? Did they all go to sleep? Because they did. They don't know what they're missing. They have no idea what they're missing. They have no idea. But people will be back. They're probably scanning TikTok to see if there's something interesting on. And that is going to be funny. Yeah, it was 150. What happened? We went from 150 to 93. Oh, well. No worries. It will go back up. Yeah, maybe they missed out on the rules, or maybe they just didn't like the rules. I don't know. I froze for a second. Okay, well, hopefully I'm not freezing now. Hey, Kai Gardens, thank you for the TikTok gift. We appreciate it. Everybody share with people you think should be here. We definitely need to share. Every time I share, too many things, then for a day I can't send messages to people because I've overshared too many people that I'm here live, which is kind of weird. They should make it so that when you share with all your friends that it just goes to a massive share. The Kai, thank you for the lightning bolt. Thank you so much. Hey, thank you for the chili too. We like the chili. And we're relaxed. We're just getting started here. We'll get amped up. I'm hearing my hearing advanced after the encounter. Interesting, Steve. Interesting. That seems to what happens with people. When these things happen, it activates something within you. Pretty interesting stuff going on, you know? So, there's a lot of things. Even in, speaking of the eclipse, it actually made on Google, and that whole story about the eclipse on Google, and they're warning people or something. I didn't really read the article, but I'm not sure what they're warning people of. But everyone's starting to get all like focused on this eclipse, like something major is going to happen, Now, I haven't been really honestly focused on it, except that I know it's going to happen April 8th. I'm not sure what people are supposed to be concerned with. Obviously, the command isn't guiding me to look at it too much. But we're going to look at it a little bit. As we get closer, I might look at it a little bit more if I can get some accurate information. But what's accurate information? Who's got the accurate information? Really, does anybody really know? All these Earth agencies and whatever, they're going to have the accurate information. This thing's happening in outer space, and we're a planet that's going to actually be affected by it, but we don't even know because we do not know. In honest truth, I find it fascinating how people are getting all amped up for this thing. I don't get it. Get food and gas. Well, it's good to be out of the city. I'll tell you that much. I mean, wherever we are, we've got farms and all kinds of stuff out here. So, not too concerned. It's cause of the biblical. Yeah, I guess because I don't study the biblical prophecy, I guess I'm out of the loop. I'm not into the biblical prophecy, I guess. All of us who are not into the biblical prophecy will not be affected by it because we're not aligned with the so-called, I understand that there's a biblical prophecy that some of these religious TikTokers are going into, and they're the people that know their well, I can't speak English now with that word, biblical prophecy. Say that 3 times, biblical prophecy. I think I'll just stop while I'm ahead. You might not be aligned with it, but it will be aligned with you. Maybe. Only if I wanted to. It's just an eclipse, that's right. I don't align myself with anything unless I want to be aligned with it. That's how the commander rocks on this planet. It could be. That's a good point, Rick. Maybe it's the ascension. It could be the ascension of consciousness. So from a non-biblical prophecy, it could be the elevation of human consciousness. Let's go with that. Isn't that more positive? That the eclipse is coming and we're going to elevate human consciousness and all consciousness on Earth. If the biblical prophecy people can make up something, I can make up something too with everybody else. So we are now going to have an ascension of consciousness on April 8th. Now let's start that and let's get that going. Let's get that rumor going around. Excuse me. You can spread that rumor with my blessings that on April 8th, many humans are going to have an ascension in their consciousness. Now, for all those people that are doom and gloomers, they're going to say, what is this person talking about, the ascension of consciousness on April 8th? I didn't hear anything about that. It didn't say that in the Bible. Who cares what the Bible says? The ascension of consciousness. I like that idea. Does anybody else not like that idea, the ascension of human consciousness waking up on April 8th? That more humans are going to wake up. They're not going to freak out. They're not going to be running for the hills, going outside in the streets, yelling and screaming at each other. Because that's what these doom and gloomers are all about. That's what they're doing. That's what they're promoting, you know? Everything's going to fall from the sky. You got to hide somewhere. It's all going to fall. Don't believe it, folks. If I knew there was something that was going to be detrimental to the planet, I would be the first one to tell you. And there's nothing I can see that's going to happen. You know? So focus, meditate, elevate, but don't go falling into the traps of these doom and gloomers, because that's what they are. They're always looking for the next thing to fall apart. Maybe their own lives have fallen apart or something. Who knows? Maybe they have some inner things they got to work out. They're good at creating video, YouTube and on TikTok. They're, gosh, if you listen to them, you think that everything's falling apart. But thank God I don't listen to them. You're not late, K. Smith. You're on time. Darlene, more like our government instead. Yeah, our government instead. That's absolutely true. We're starting to get amped up here. I'm drinking my Cosmic Juice apple cider. When I drink apple cider, watch out, because then that's the juice of the commander, and I am getting amped up. You have no idea what I'm going to talk about tonight, and I never know sometimes either. But I'll keep you on your toes, that's for sure. I'd love to find my cosmic family. And Tush, you will. You will. Everybody will. Miss Lisa approved. Good evening. Good evening, good evening, and good evening. So we're going to have a good show tonight. Maybe do some interviews, possibly. So you are a messenger. I am actually, let me give you my background, because I don't assume everybody knows who I am. Some people do. I came here from Mars before coming here in human form. I lived on Mars. Mars is an inhabited planet of 10 to 15 million people. A planet that's way different than Earth. A planet where people live in peace and harmony and oneness with the Creator, unlike Earth. Am I a messenger? In a way. I'm also an activated Ashtar Command personnel from Morph Planet. When I came here, they made sure I had some of my activated abilities. So I do. Not all of them, but I have ones that I need. I'm a radio host for 21 years on WESU-FM, NPR Pacific Radio with Ashtar Command Radio. It's a show dedicated to the Ashtar Command. I've been with the Ashtar Command before there was any internet or anything like that related on the computer systems on Earth. I'm able to send spaceships to locations to help people from the Ashtar Command. I've done this a dozen times already. I've actually sent spaceships over and had Ashtar Command personnel cloaked in go to a person's home and clear out any negative ETs that were in their home. I've done that. So I'm not what I physically look like. I am and I'm not. So to answer your question fully, I have to tell you that I am able to do certain things that I've been gifted with when I came to Earth. And my latent abilities as I got older were activated, and I'm fully activated. I can do different things. I'm a telepathic communicator. I communicate directly. I don't channel anything. I communicate with the space command of the Ashtar Command directly when I need to. And there's a lot of things that you'll learn on this show. I'm also the talk show host of the show, and I do interviews with people. So I do have the ability to do that. On Off Planet, I was intergalactic communicator with our spaceships and our personnel of the command through intergalactic communications using crystallized structures. On Earth, we don't do that. We use this kind of communications, which is fine. It works. So there's a good question. So you might say, I am a messenger. Oh, thank you, Susan. I've never seen that before. I'm also a bunny rabbit at the moment. Thank you, Susan. So yeah, I try to make sure every person coming in here, because I don't assume everybody's ever met me, I want you to clearly know what I do, who I am, what I'm here for. And that's why this show is the #1 spiritual UFO talk show on social media. And the word has gotten out since last year. This is the place to be if you want to learn something and if you want to be interviewed. And I work in the highest levels of light. I work in cosmic Christ consciousness. My moderators are the best. We don't let any negative people in here because this is a talk show. This is not a place where TikTokers come on and curse at each other and disagree with each other and yell at each other. I've seen those. I avoid them like the plague. So they say, thank you, Spirit, for the cap. We appreciate it. Certainly appreciate all your gifting. And that reminds me, if you like the show, become a subscriber. I have the baseball cap available. I have 7 of those available through the night. Please tap and like. Please follow and like. We want to get to 100,000 likes by 1 a.m. this morning on the East Coast. Thank you, Rick, for following us. We appreciate it. We appreciate everybody here that are coming in here to the show. And hopefully my cat will not be meowing. Oh, here comes my cat. What's she going to do? Miss Missy. She's a little bit restless tonight. So we'll see if she lays down on the couch and relaxes. I do have a cat. Once in a while, I bring her on. Her name is Missy. If she bothers me enough, I will bring her on the show. I'm on the East Coast too. I'm in Maryland. Oh, good. Good to have you with us, Maryland. Glad you found our show too. So we have a lot of things going on here in the U.S., or at least here. We're having our Q&A session tomorrow night, Friday night, with the Ashtar Command. We'll discuss the Ashtar Command. We'll take your questions and answers about the Ashtar Command. Tush is in Alberta, Canada. Good to have you with us in Alberta. Glad to have you with us. And also we'll be having our Ashtar Command people on the ship utilizing music to communicate a message to us tomorrow night. And I'll be singing songs to the people on the ship. Tomorrow night you'll see me singing galactic songs, and they will be interacting with music they select as well. Joey Boy, go ahead with your question. Hey, Len, good to see you. And I will, in general, for the show, new people here, if you're interested in asking questions, please do. I have no problem with questions. If I don't know the answer, though, I'll tell you. Okay. I think Joey had a question. I don't know where. Hey, Jen, welcome to the show. User 379, thank you for the likes. Shanana, that's a good name. SIS 881. Welcome, everybody who's coming in here. Tom Nolan, thanks for the follow. Charlotte, welcome to, I think it's Tootsie. Can you tell us about the population on Mars? Yes, Rick. So on Mars, unlike what you've heard on Earth about Mars, which is all lies, Mars has a blue atmosphere. Sometimes you'll see it with the Land Rover showing the, looking straight up at the surface, not the surface, but the atmosphere of Mars. It has a very similar blue atmosphere like Earth. And why is that? Because it's a breathable atmosphere. There was one time when Mars made a mistake millions upon millions of years ago with technology, which messed things up a little bit, including the atmosphere. But the people, some people scattered off planet, but they went underground. They were prepared for certain things. The atmosphere on Mars now is oxygen. The oxygen on Mars is pure. People are able to breathe on Mars on the surface. Certain parts of Mars have vegetation on the surface, but most of the Martian population lives within Mars, and they grow their vegetables and everything, as well as their cities are mostly within Mars, versus on the like you have on the surface of Earth. You have your cities, your subways, and all this. They don't have the same system as Earth. They're more advanced, and they live in a very pure state on Mars. They live also in their spiritual well-being is centered on the Creator. Unlike Earth, where man has created so many different things here, you can't tell what is what. So good question. Hey, Prince of Peace, welcome to the show. And hold on a moment. Okay. Okie dokie. Let me see something here for a minute. All right. The commander was just checking something here for a minute. Hey, Linda Lou, how you doing? Can we have water on Mars? Yes. K. Smith, water does exist in a purified state within Mars. There are actually oceans and seabeds within Mars. I'm just reading comments here. Hey, Robin, welcome to the show. Have you heard of Elon Musk? Has he been saying for years he's going to move and live on Mars? He's not going to live on Mars. He cannot do that. He cannot, as well as many other space agencies have said they're going to go to Mars and live on Mars. They cannot do that. Mars is an inhabited population with 10 to 15 million Martians. The Martian population and those of the intergalactic forces of light will not allow that to occur ever. It's not going to happen. They're not going to be able. They've been trying to say that they will. Young Skywalker, welcome. That they're going to populate other planets in our solar system. Every planet in our solar system is inhabited by people of other planetary systems or worlds, so to speak. Unlike what you've heard in your astronomy classes about our planets, the planets that are in our solar system all have a life, intelligent life on them, contrary to what you've been told. Edward, welcome to the show. Does it rain on Mars? Diane Stadler. There are storms that do occur on Mars, even though you don't see them. A little bit different than Earth, but there are weather patterns on Mars as well. So I can tell you about Mars because I came from Mars. But I am human. I have human consciousness. I also work in cosmic Christ consciousness. I also work in Ashtar Command consciousness. And like I said, I've come here to Earth to do one of the many things I'm here to do is to bust the matrix. What does that mean? My show is a place to bust the matrix. I interview people share their stories, visitations, UFO sightings. So it's a place that is becoming a center point for people to feel safe, to speak, come out of the closet that they're star seeds. I do all that here on this show. That's why this show is different than every other UFO show on YouTube and on TikTok. There's not really a show on TikTok except for this when you think about it. We actually are a show. But none of the other things I've monitored for years do what we're doing. And we're bringing people together, starseed, people that realize and remember who they are, people coming out of the closet saying, I'm from this particular solar system, or people that I've interviewed people that said they've been visited by light beings. I've had all kinds of interviews on this show. Do the inhabitants on Mars live above ground? Yes. In some parts of Mars, the people do live above ground. They've already started growing trees. Vegetation grows on Mars. It is a breathable living planet now. Contrary to what you might hear on social media or on internet websites, don't believe any of it. The Martian population is alive and well. Just so you know. Martian population and the population, Saturn, Jupiter, and all the other planets, contrary to because we don't see the surface of those planets, and they try to tell you that because of the way these planets look without the surface, that there's no life on those planets. Don't believe that. All those planets have life on them. Every one of the planets in our solar system have life, intelligent life on them. You know, we're always taught to say that we hope we find intelligent life in our solar system. How dare we say that? Our scientists say that. Our school teachers say that over the decades. How dare they do that? And they did. They lied. Well, they didn't know. Some of these school teachers didn't know. They were reading textbooks. They were reading what they were taught. Now, do you think for 1 minute growing up in the 60s or the 70s or 80s, and hearing that we hope to find life on other planets in our solar system. Who's kidding who? Who's lying to who? Now I'm getting amped up. The population of Earth has been lied to. There's life on every single planet in our solar system. There are other planets in our solar system that exist that we don't even know about. Get this. They only tell you what they want you to know, and what they don't want you to know, they don't want you to know. There's life on every single planet in our solar system. Breaking news. Breaking news. If you believe what I'm saying to be true, it is true. If you don't believe what I'm saying is true, you don't have to. That's fine. But what I'm saying is very true. It exists. And I'm very at peace with telling you the truth. Are you a Christian and do you believe in heaven? I don't believe in earth-based religion. And I am neither a Christian, put it this way, I'm not religious. I'm a Christed being of light. On my planet and other planetary systems, there is no such thing as Christianity, Hinduism, being a Muslim, what you have on Earth, all these religions that man created. None of that exists. It's all oneness with the Creator. All the people on other planetary systems, the star people, they live in Christ consciousness, which has nothing to do with being a Christian. That's an earth-based created religion, just like Judaism, just like Hinduism, just like being a Muslim, the Quran. All these things that are created by man on earth are created on your earth. Good question. So no, I'm not a Christian, but I am definitely an Ashtar Command person that came to Earth to bust the Matrix. And plus, great question, I'm here to bust people's belief systems. I want to get rid of every single religious instruction manual that has been created by man on this earth to control the population of this planet. Yes, I'm here to bust religion. So no, I'm not a Christian, I'm not religious, but I am a spiritual being of light. And I've come here to enlighten the earth. And by doing so, that means busting everybody's belief systems that believe in a religion. Your religious indoctrinations, not that you are, but if you were indoctrinated by religion as a kid, I'm here to bust that right down to the core. Stick around a while, join us, because the commander will bust your religion, your belief system, in your 3D religion. There are no religions beyond Earth. The only religion that exists in the universe is the religion of love, light, and understanding. That's a religion I belong to. But that's universal. Do you understand? Whoops. Hey, Life Voice, good to see you. That's right, Cat Life. All the religions are flawed. Yes, I'm not a Christian. I said the only religion I have is the religion of love, light, and universal understanding. That's my religion. What I'm saying is, I don't subscribe to earth-based religions. They're all a bunch of lies. They teach people limitations, conflict, war. They don't bring people together. They're all based on one thing: control, programming. I'm just scrolling down here. Yes, Steve Houston, right. Man-made religion to control the masses. Hey, Ashley. Universal enlightenment, yes. But do we believe in God? Of course we do. God is universal in every planetary system. But on Earth, most human religions have distorted the concept of what God is. That's done by religion. It's done by a lot of things on Earth. This Earth got so messed up that it distorted what God is. It's amazing. Good evening, Dawn. I wish everyone would wake up. They will. So you're saying you're an atheist? No, you don't have it. You're not hearing what I'm saying. 887. I'm not saying I'm an atheist. I'm saying I'm here to bust your religious belief systems because they're all lies. I'm saying that I do believe in God as all planetary systems beyond Earth believe in God, the Creator. I am a Christed being of light. If you don't understand what that means, I'm not here to worship Christ on earth like you religious people do. I'm here to bust your belief system that when you go to other planetary systems, if you were to travel to another planet, the people believe in Christ, but not in a religious sense. They believe in Christ as everyone is a Christed being of light. So the Christ is the light within you. God is universal. God is not in a box for somebody's religion. In earth, everybody has a God on a dollar bill, a God here, a God there. Everyone has their own gods. All man-made. Your religions are man-made. Wake up, folks. I'm here to bust that. That's part of the thing I'm here to do. So I'm saying is, I never used the word atheist. If you were listening, I said, all the star families, all the star planetary systems believe in God. All the star spiritual beings of light from other planets are Christ consciousness. If you don't understand what Christ consciousness is, it has nothing to do with being an atheist or not being an atheist. That's all earth-based stuff. I'm talking cosmic. I'm talking the very essence of being, which has nothing to do with earth-based belief systems. They all are fear-based belief systems, yes. Yes, Chad, that's right. So I'm here to educate some people, and I will. Can you speak about the C5 to meditate to? Yes. Tish, in terms of the C5, the most important thing people can do is learn how to get within themselves, get rid of all the other garbage we've been just talking about, and tune into your spiritual well-being of who you are. And that's the first thing through meditation. The C5, Tish, is the contact with extraterrestrial intelligence. In order to make that contact, one has to throw away all their belief systems, number one. That's including all earth-based religion. Just get rid of it. I know for some people, they have to hold on to their religion. Just get rid of it. Throw it out the window. I don't care what your religion is. Just throw it out. And that doesn't mean you're an atheist. It means throw out earth-based religion, connect with God, create with Christ consciousness, get in tune with the universe instead of all the garbage you've been taught and programmed to do as a kid. So I'm going to bust your matrix. So C5, yes. I would recommend people download the application of Contact with Extraterrestrial Intelligence. And it's like $9.99 for the application. It's a one-time fee. And it will educate you on the protocol of contact, peaceful contact, how to learn how to make communications with our star family. And it's really important people learn now because we're going to be in the next 3 years seeing a lot of spaceships in our atmosphere. And there's going to be a lot of people that are not going to know what to do or how to think or what to say or anything. That's why this show Encounters, which is a spiritual UFO talk show for new people, we do have a foundation on this show of what we're doing. We know what we're doing, and we've been doing it for a long time. Also, not to mention, I'm a contactee that had visual contact with space people that looked just like us with light blue outfits on in the 1960s in the cul-de-sac hovering in their spaceship. So yes. Do I believe in God? Universally. Do I believe in religion? No. Am I Christ, the being of light? Yes. Do I believe in earth-based religions of Christ? No. Just so you know. You'll never burst my beliefs. I don't even know, Callus, what your beliefs are. I can't bust a belief if I don't know what it is. We are not disrespecting original avatar's teachings. Yes, it's within us. Here we go. Ashley says it's totally different than religion. We don't believe in indoctrinated lies. Absolutely correct. And that's what religion is. On earth, man-made religions are indoctrinated lies. Totally. I'm Native American and we call them star people. Yes, Auntie, correct. Alex, thank you. And when I preach, it's about cosmic understanding. I don't care about religion. Tony and 17 Dior, Pink Kisses. How do you get to Earth from Mars? I volunteered to come here as a starseed. So when I just answer your question, there are many people like me that are, some of them are in this room right now that are human. They remember what planet they come from. They're starseeds. So we come here on mission to Earth. We have biological Earth human parents, which we all do, but we're not from Earth. We all are awakened souls that have come from other planetary systems. So that's how I got here. Starseed. I chose my family. Maybe I didn't choose my family. Well, I did, I guess. So my Earth-based parents aren't existing anymore. But that's how I got here. Thank you for the question. Let's see here. You become much more clear. Everything flows. You connect with the teachers of light. Yes. People indoctrinated by religion are never taught how to communicate with God. That's true. We're all God collectively. Yes. That's right. Can I download the CE5 app from your site? Just go, after my show, go on Google. If you have an iPhone, you'll do it on Apple. If you have a Android phone, you got to download it on the Google Play. Friends with Fairies, good to see you. Go to the App Store to download it. Thank you, Waco Gal. Is the Bible book a lie? All religious books on earth created by man are lies for the most part. All the things that are ingrained in the original books were taken out. They condensed it into one big lie. Let's put it this way. All earth-based religions on this planet are based on indoctrination and control. Every single one of them. All of them. Where I come from, there is no religious books. There's no this religion, that religion on other planets. There's only one religion on other planets, and that's the religion of love. And you don't need a book for that. You don't need a man-made book for that with chapters written by men. All you need is to understand your oneness with God. On this earth, nobody has a oneness. Well, a lot of people don't have a oneness with the Creator because they all are engrossed in going to their churches, their temples, their mosques, and they think that their spiritual leaders are God. It's all an illusion. It's a fallacy. It's not important. The thing is that part of what I do here is to wake people up to understand that once you get rid of all your religions, you'll be so much better off. When you connect with God without a book, you're connecting with God. If you want to work in Christ consciousness, do it. Don't rely on your religious leaders to tell you how to believe in Christ because they're just indoctrinating you into a belief system. Star people from other planets don't do that. They're all connected. Everything's connected. Why would you separate yourselves? On Earth, you separate everything. You separate so many things about you to the point where you don't know who you are because you separated everything. How about bringing everything together in oneness, right? How about learning to love your brothers and sisters, loving your planet? People don't do that. There are people that do, but the majority of the people on this earth don't love their planet, nor do they love themselves. That's why this planet's such a mess. But the good news is that change is coming. The good news is that the star people, our brothers and sisters from many planetary systems, are coming here. They're here now. You might not see them, you might not notice them, but they are here above your skies. They are here coming in force. There are many, many, many planetary systems of light and many space people that are coming to Earth now. And you're saying, what's going on on this planet? Why is things going crazy? Why is everything so weird now? Because the planet is shifting to a much higher state of consciousness. Well, I am amped up right now tonight, folks. Do I have power? Diane, that's a great question. Well, I think you know that, Diane. Do I have power? I've been given certain abilities, not all of them, but they gave me certain abilities when I came here as a baby that I activated now that I'm activated. Do I have power? I have the power to send astral command ships. If someone's having problems with negative ETs, I can send a ship over their location. I can send 10 or 20 space people into their home or condo, wherever they are, and we will make sure those negative ETs are no longer there. They'll be forced off the planet. Yes, I do have, I don't know if it's a power, but I have the ability to do my mission work on Earth, and I still have the power to connect with my Ashtar Command people. Yes. Let's see. Hey, Commander, and everyone. Hope good to see you, Jess Parker. Our origin in time is timeless and extraterrestrial. Yes. And Michelle, you're right. Religion is a tool; it's not spiritual. Once my parents pass, I will be able to reconnect with them and all my family and friends whom also passed. Let's see here. We're taught duality, separation from God, when in truth we're all God collectively. Love yourself. Marinate, double tap. Let's see. It can't be stopped. I'm just reading people's comments here. We are all light beings living different experiences, but we are collectively all the same thing, yes. Will I get to be with my Earth parents and family when we transition? It's not so much that you'll be with your Earth family, you'll be with your star family. Your Earth family is already, if they've passed, they've already gone and chosen their path. You, Tush, will be able to reconnect with your star family, which everybody has one. If you're okay, there you go. 1TL2L, send me a ship. So ships are not sent to people. The only time we activate ships to go to a location if somebody's having problems with ETs that are not of the friendly type, then we do it. Commander, I absolutely love. Do you have any on Mars? What's it called? Orquiz? What is that? Lost track of time. I'm reading people's comments here. I'm trying to catch up here. Thank you. Commander, I absolutely love orca whales. Do you have any on Mars? So inside Mars, there's different types of marine life. I don't know all of them, but there are similar types of marine life that exist within the planet. A paranormal, good evening. Hello. Let me see here. We have people that were... Oh, there were some people requesting to go live with me here. So now also just to remind you, tomorrow night is our Q&A with the Ashtar Command. It's going to be at 11 o'clock. Don't miss that. We'll have, hey, Sassula Mama. So the Ashtar Command with April, she has 2 phones. And the way this works is, for now, the music is the message. So when I sing to them a song, they can hear everything right now on my show right now. They can hear everything. The Ashtar Command people, my father on the ship, can hear everything that we are communicating with you about on the ship. They can listen to the show right now. Actually, they're listening to the show right now. And they can hear everything and they can see everything we're saying and communicating with from their spaceship. That'll be at 8 o'clock Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. Ashtar Command Q&A, and also musical communications with the Ashtar Command through messaging of music. How can I contact ETs, Katie? So the way to do that is, number one, it's not so much contacting any ET. What I try to teach people is to focus on meditation and also focus on Christ consciousness. So if you want to contact your star family, the most important thing you can do is meditate and focus on who you are and ask that the Christed beings of light that you're connected with, from whatever star family they are, they must be Christed beings of light to communicate. Can we have story time now? Oh, we always do. We will have story time as soon as we have some stories to tell, or people have stories to tell. That's why I've been talking, because I have been asked a lot of questions, and we like to... Are you in your normal form, or are you in disguise? Very good question. I'm in my normal Earth form. This is my suit, my bodysuit, so to speak. But off planet, my body's in stasis on the spaceship. I have a beard, and I think I'm a little bit taller than what I am here. So our star bodies are in stasis on a special ship. If we decide to go back to our original body, we will wake up out of stasis. It's like being a dream for a long time. We'll wake up and then we'll be in our physical space body, human body, which is similar to this, but taller. Good question. And if you wish to be a guest, I'm not delaying guest interviews, but people ask questions. That's what the show's about. If people have questions, it looks like there's a lot of them. I'm answering questions tonight if I have them, and that's I'm happy to do it. Did April say if she was joining Commander tonight? My brain was foggy. April can come up here. If she requests to come up here, she can come up here as definitely without a question. She's more than welcome to come up here. And we'd like to, she doesn't have to wait till Friday night. Hello, I'm Christos. Say Christos. Honey Sweet says, I had a tracking device removed from my left arm in 97. The doctor left town because he removed it. Honey Sweet, we have to have you on here. Hey, Chesno. Let's see, Honey Sweet. Honey Sweet, we're going to follow you. I'm going to invite you on the show. I am very interested in your story from 1997, and I'm the host of the show. This is CmdrAleon, host of Encounters. See, I look at comments, and that's how I figure out there's an interesting story. So, Honey Sweet, are you available to come on live with us and join us tonight? I don't want to catch you off guard there, but that's what I do with people. Are my comments not coming through? EFJS, I see you. I'll have to look for your question or comments. Tony and 17 Dior Pink Kisses, how did you find out about your being from Mars? That's because I came here fully conscious that I was from Mars when I was a baby, although I couldn't speak. When you're a baby, you can't speak. But when I was at a young age, I told my friends in my neighborhood that were playing baseball that I came from Mars. I just blurted out I came from Mars. They weren't really happy about that. It just was a conscious thing for me. No, we don't have soldiers. There's no soldiers on the planetary systems of peace. There's not what you call soldiers. They don't exist. There are space people that peacefully go to other worlds, but we don't have any what you call soldiers now. Len says, will you get to see your stasis body when you visit the ship? Yes, I'll get to, as I understand it with April, I'll be able to see my stasis body. That's absolutely correct. Yep. I'm looking forward to it. Plus all the other good things. I don't look good. You don't have to come on camera. You can come on just with your voice. You don't have to turn your camera on. Would you like to come on just voice? Honey Sweet, just tell your story. You don't have to come on camera. So you can come on just with your voice. You don't have to turn on your camera. We'll we don't have to worry about the way you look. H2 was picked up and returned. Man told mom to keep her eyes on me. So, honey, would you be willing to come up just without turning your camera on and just speak? Just have your voice come through. You can just do that, and we'll put you on with just voice. You don't have to come on your camera. Jumpin' 007, I asked a question. I'm trying to catch up with all these questions here. Chris says, so we were together. I want a friend, and we had an object above us. We were together. And Chris, if you wish to share your story, I'd be interested as to when that was. And so I'm looking at some people's stories here. I'd like to bring some of these people on the show. Okay, Jess says, is being on Earth the hardest one to live to do, you think? Not really. It's not that hard. It's different. And when you come from planets that are way more peaceful, and it is different. I acclimated to the Earth life as a kid, but I'm here to bust the system. Understand, I'm not good verbalized, but I can type. You're not good at verbalizing. Oh, I don't believe that. I think you can probably talk up a storm. Honey, I think you can talk up a storm here if we get John here. I really do. I'm trying to build your confidence somehow to come on here and talk. We will not judge you. You'll be absolutely fine. I treat all my guests with honor. I'm contacting myself, and I've told my story on here. Well, I do the show, so I've talked my story on here before, and we certainly will not judge you in any way. How many people want to hear Honey's story? Honey, let's see what our audience thinks. How many people want to hear Honey come on here and just talk about her story? I'm not ready to share so much. That's what they all say. I'm just kidding you. When you're ready to share, we'll be here, so to speak. You see? Now see what I started? I shouldn't have said anything. Now everybody wants to hear your story. You see, I just started something here. Now I'm not going to be able to stop it. That's right. Or whenever she's ready. That's right, Lords. Me, please. All our relatives. Me, please. Me, please. All our relatives. Do you want to share a story? You have 46 followers, man. We have to get you up there. So once we get you up to 200, we can have you on here live. That'll be really good. Please, Honey, tell us. Okay, so we're going to let Honey relax and not feel stressed out about having to come on live. For now. She'll come on in the future. That's right. Facing a fear elevates your frequency. How true. If I have no guests tonight, I'll be talking a storm out here. I mean, I can talk. I'm on the radio for 21 years. I can definitely talk. Self-protection. Okay. So until I get a guest, I can answer questions. I'm happy to do that. I don't always get to talk about what my background is or anything. So if you have questions for me, certainly ask. We'll try to answer your questions. I am back. Just have to restart my iPhone. Internet is settings. Okay, Zoom. Good to have you back. Mufon said not to speak on certain things. Mufon's telling you not to speak on certain things? Really? Don't listen to those people at MUFON, the Mutual UFO Network. Who are they to tell you what to speak on? This is the thing. MUFON is an organization that's supposed to be about exploring the subject of UFOs and ETs and all this stuff, and they're telling you not to say certain things. What are they, the government? Is now MUFON a part of the government? Maybe they are. Maybe MUFON is a part of the government as a front. They're interested in people's, encounters, and yet they're going to tell you not to talk about certain things. Are you going to listen to MUFON? I wouldn't listen to MUFON. If they told me to tell you nothing or say nothing, I would never listen to them. There's something wrong with that. Yeah, when MUFON does that kind of stuff to somebody, that means they're just as bad as the Pentagon. If they do that kind of stuff, they're essentially trying to control you. Don't let that happen. Be free. Be free. Don't let them do that. Yes, they did, and they are government. Don't be fooled. Yes, it's dangerous not to. See, we're not afraid of the government here. The commander came here from beyond Earth. I've always been knocking the matrix of the Pentagon on this show. I don't care. People know that. You follow me for a long time, you'll see the commander is busting their matrix left and right on encounters. Yeah, MUFON is becoming disinformation. Now, that's not to say that there aren't individuals that aren't honestly there to help. But MUFON, if they want to have disclosure, they better get their act together. It's really amazing. Yeah, Rachel's right. Succumbing to fear gives your power away. Honey, you don't want to succumb to the fear of an organization that is essentially meaningless. I don't care about MUFON. If MUFON ever told me that I couldn't tell my story, I'd tell him to take a hike. I'm alone. All my husbands died suddenly, unfortunately, unnaturally. All your husbands died suddenly, unnaturally. Ooh, I'm sorry to hear that. You are an interesting person that needs some help and protection. And I don't have a way to hear your voice, but I hear that something's going on with you. Interesting. Thank you, honey. I'd like to help you. You know, honey, sweet, would like to help you. Are you being visited? Are you being visited? And even though I can't talk to her, I'm reading her energy. Are you being visited? Who's messing around with you? Who's messing with you? Because somebody is, or a group of people are. Don't be afraid. We should do a prayer, Commander. Yes. Honey, listen to me. I work with the highest levels of light. I work with the Ashtar Command. You might not know who we are, who they are, or what they are. They are the galactic forces of light. Okay? On my show, which is a UFO talk show, I'm not just a regular human talk show host. I'm going into a different frequency now. Because of you, I need to help you. I think you're being visited and contacted by people that are trying to control you. I put a shield of energy around now. I have a shield of energy around my own self to protect my own self from any other energies out there. So we're going to help you. Are you still there, honey? Honey, are you still with us? Don't be afraid. You don't have to even come on my show. But I can feel that you need help. I'm sorry for what you went through. I'm sorry. I came to listen. Honey, and that's good. So you listen. You don't have to say much. I'm glad you're here. I am glad you're here. And would you like some help? What I have heard, would you like some help to stop what's going on in terms of the negative stuff? Unconditionally will help you if you want to. I know you're new here, and we welcome you here. We love you here. All you have to do is say yes, and we will help you. That's all you have to say. Okay. I want you to close your eyes, honey. I'm going to do something I've done before. I'm tuning in to the highest levels of light. I asked the Ashtar Command to put a protection around me, as you always do, a shield. I don't know where you are, honey, but I'm sending a spaceship over your location. It doesn't matter where you are, they will know where you are. We're sending a spaceship of the command cloaked over your location. I'm going to send 20 of the Ashtar Command people off the ship to your location. They will be cloaked, and they will clear the perimeters. They're telling me they will clear the perimeters of whatever's happening there that's been affecting you, whatever negative ETs or agents have been trying to intimidate you is the word I'm getting. We're going to keep the ship there for a week. The ship is about 30,000 feet above your location right now. Now, whether people believe what I'm doing is real, it makes no difference to me. If I had to go by what you believe is real, then I'd be questioning everything, everywhere, every day. I'm now operating at a different frequency, and that ship is there now. 20 of The Ashtar Command people are now on the ground level. You will not see them, but you will feel the energy shift in your location. Within a week, things should clear up for you. You don't have to live in fear. They're going to help amp up the energy in your location, in your room. They're going to amp up the frequency of light in your house or your condo, wherever you're living in. I want you to know that you're safe. Understand you are safe. You are loved, and we will assist you. When I say we, I speak for the Ashtar Command myself. We will assist you. I'm glad you've come here because on some inner level, your inner guidance brought you here, and we will help you. There won't be visual evidence, and we're not here to prove evidence to anyone. For her, she will feel what we are doing. Honey, you should be feeling some energy shifts right now. If you close your eyes, clear your consciousness, you should feel some energy shifts right now. I want you to respond to me. Are you feeling slightly different at the moment? Others in the room might feel it. If you're open to the energy, it's very strong, and it is very, very strong. Oh, there are visual recordings of spaceships. That's all. If I don't know what kind of visuals you're asking for. The air temperature got cooler, yes. The air temperature got cooler because the space beings are now in your location. You'll feel like a beautiful flow of cool energy coming through. There are approximately in your location, in your home, so to speak, cloaked, about 8. There are 8 space people now walking and clearing every room in your location. Atush, we'll certainly help you, but I'm going to focus on this person here. And I'm just focused on you. They're clearing energies that have been sort of bringing your frequencies down in your house, so to speak. These other ETs, there are ETs that have been working against you to try to keep you afraid. Understand we are going to clear the energies out and they're going to have to leave. Within the next day or two, they will be gone. You should be able to sleep well tonight. You'll see a shift in your consciousness that will empower you to be protected. You will be protected. I'm speaking as CmdrAleon, the Ashtar Commander, not the talk show host at the moment. I'm not channeling anything. I don't channel anything. If you see the energy shift in this room, it's because I'm now activated to help this person. When I go into this mode, I am in communications with our space command, and we are communicating, and the ship is now over her location. And it doesn't matter whether people believe me or not. I can care less. I don't live my life by whether people understand or believe me and what I'm doing right now. You should be feeling a sense of peace. You should be feeling a sense of peace. You should be feeling a sense of peace. And understand that you are loved more than you know. Understand that you are loved more than you know. Understand that we love you more than you know. Good, good. Because we do. I think you're feeling better. Whatever's going on is going to be cleared out. Outside of your property, around your house, whatever's going on is going to be cleared out. It will not be allowed to come back. You'll have no fear. There'll be no fear. Only love. Only light. No fear. How do you feel now, honey? They're rapidly changing the frequency of energy in your location. You're going to feel a lot of energy shifting right now. Mm. So I've completed what I've done for you. The energies will shift in the next few nights and days at your location. Good. You should feel better. They've taken any ETs that have been there trying to intimidate you, any Earth-based people that have been watching you. All monitoring systems have been totally destroyed. And also they are moving the negative ETs out of your location. They're forcing them off planet right now as we speak. We're not going to allow this. We're not going to allow this to interfere with your life. And then when you do come on to the show at some future point, you'll be able to share what you wish to share, and no one can intimidate you anymore. Do you understand? I saw them in my woods. Please elaborate. Honey, sweet, who did you see in your woods? Please elaborate. Are you saying you saw the space people? Did you see the space people? Who did you see in your woods, honey? Who did you see? I saw tall black beings in my woods. When did you see? When did you see tall black beings in your woods? For 10 years now. Okay. So the ones that are in your woods, these tall black beings. Hey, Grace, these tall black beings. Can you explain who they are? The tall black beings. Can you explain to us who they are? What they were doing in the woods? The tall black beings. Honey, can you explain who they are? I know there's people asking me for help. We will get to people eventually, if not tonight, on another night. But I really need to help this person. The tall black beings in the woods, who are they? Can you see my messages? Yes, I do. Lola, I do see your messages. That's why I was saying we'll do some other individual people in the nights to follow. But I really need to help this person. So who are the tall black beings in the wood? Who are the tall black beings, honey? Can you explain on who they are? And we're listening. Chef says, but she's not responding very quickly. That's okay. I want her to respond at her own pace. Those beings are interdimensional earth-dwelling beings. I want to hear from her what she says they are. Hey, Kale, good to see you. Welcome to the show. Everybody coming in here. If you're just coming in here, we're helping somebody. And I'm working right now in my Ashtar command mode. Oh, I did respond. I didn't see them. Okay. I did see your response, honey. You said they were, let me go backwards here. I did see your response. The last response I saw from you was for 10 years now. I saw tall black beings in my woods for 10 years now. My question is, honey, what are they? Who are they? I did see your response, but who are they? Can you tell us who they are? Can you explain who they are? I did see your answer. My question is, who are they? What's their purpose? What were you feeling from them for 10 years? Who are they? They are observing. Oh, okay, they are observing. So are you afraid of them? The ones that are observing, what are you feeling about the observers? Are the observers to you, do you fear the observers? Can you tell us what you feel from them? You need to tell them to leave. Okay, I didn't see the response that you said more. So I heard you say that they're observers. You don't feel threatened by them. Okay. Are you interacting with them is what one person's asking. Are you interacting with them? Chris, your question on dogman extraterrestrials or from Earth, I feel protected by them. Interesting. So you feel protected by them. So the ones that were threatening you are not these particular beings, correct? You feel protected by these beings. Okay. So the beings that are there to be doing things that are not right, those beings are the ones that also have been interacting with you up until tonight, correct? Good question, Marianne. The observers that are observing you in the woods, do you connect with them? Do you communicate with them? Or are they communicating with you? Hey, L1NZ1, good to see you, and welcome, Mick. So do you, as one of our viewers said, do you communicate with them? Are you interacting with them or communicating? Even though they're observing you, do you communicate with them? Michelle says they are protectors. I think you feel protected by them for some reason. Good question for all our relatives. One of our viewers is asking you, honey, do the ones in the woods, the tall ones, are they protecting you from the lower vibrational beings? It's like seeing a heat wave. It's like seeing a heat wave. Oh, they're protecting you from the lower vibrational beings. That's good. Yes, they do. Okay. So now you have the Ashtar Command also protecting you. We have a ship, like I said, above you. We have about 20 Ashtar people on the ground, and they're also going to come in and clean house. You're going to be well protected now. There's not going to be any possible negative ETs going into your location. We're going to keep that ship there until we're sure that you're completely clear of any of those negative ETs. That's my gifting to you. That's my gift to you. Well, of course, the bad ones don't want to be fully visible. They're trying to be sneaky. So understand, with the Ashtar Command there on the ground, they will be able to spot the non-visible ETs that are negative, and they're going to kick them out. They're going to go in there and clean house. The other ones that they're observing that you're not afraid of, they might just be observing the situation. They're more neutral. The Ashtar can be neutral. The Ashtar are there to clean them out. The negative ETs are going to be cleaned out of your field within the next few days. You will have no more of that, and I can guarantee it. Michelle says Andromedan Syrians and are protectors according to my research. Commander, can they protect her cat too? Yes. They'll protect all of her animals, herself. They'll all be protected, yes. So I didn't even know what kind of show this was going to be tonight, but it's turning out to be different than I expected. That's why this show is the way it is. And there are times when we have to help people. And that's what we do here. When we're in that mode of doing our commandership to help people, we do it. We do it. We help people. Because that's what we're here to do, right? If we don't help people, then what good is it? If we don't walk the walk and just talk the talk, it doesn't work for me. I'm fully activated. I have to help people. When I need to, I will. And I know she's feeling better. Honey, I know that your energies now seems like it's cleared up a lot since we first spoke. I think the fear is disappearing. Give it a few days, you'll have no fear anymore whatsoever. No fear. And also, I want to bring up Skip to Grace, who's all the way out west. Boy, does she have a story to tell. Skip to Grace, you still there? Hope she is. She's got a story to tell. Let's see here. Starseed Ambassador. She's on in the morning usually. She's here. Grace, are you still with us? Grace might have been taken up on a ship. World needs more love. Good to see you. Let me see what's happening here. We're going to do something spontaneous. She is here. I'll see if she's able to come up. We'll see if we can bring Grace up here. She's out west, on the western edge of the planet. I'm gonna bring her back up. My TikTok is acting weird. Let me do this again. I'm gonna bring Grace back up. I promise people. Let me just do this. We're gonna do it again, and we're gonna try it again. Let's see here. And of course, oh, there she is. We're gonna do it again. Let's see if my TikTok technically works good here. Now it's working. Now we have Grace. Grace just got beamed onto the planet. Hey, Grace, how you doing?
Hey, how are you?
We're helping this person out somewhere, and I think she's feeling a lot better.
Good. I was watching. I'm packing right now.
Yeah.
Trying to
Well,
get my
yeah.
act together.
Well,
I'm
why can't
flying
they
back
just bring? Are you going on a spaceship or a jet?
tomorrow. I'm gonna be on a jet tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Last night I was making contact with the craft.
Yeah, you want to tell everybody that you had an extraordinary experience. You're in Sedona, Arizona, correct?
Yeah. I'm in Cottonwood right now, right outside of Sedona.
Yeah,
Uh,
we got to hear your story, Grace.
super, super, super cool. Super cool, guys. So I came out here specifically to do a UFO skywatch with a woman. Her name is Melinda Leslie,
Mm-hmm.
and she is a known contactee. She's been a contactee since she was a child.
Hmm.
She's been written about, like she's actually had individuals write about her.
Mm-hmm.
So you can look her up on the internet if you're interested. I'm just putting my shoes on because I'm going to try to take you guys outside.
Oh, good.
Um, because there's the light, the night sky is unbelievable out here.
Really?
I'm in
Oh,
a
wow.
dark zone right now.
Really?
Yeah, I'm in a dark zone. So they actually. Oh, really, Charlotte? That's so cool. It's so beautiful here. I'm gonna have a really hard time coming back home to Connecticut.
Yeah, I know,
Really,
huh?
really, really hard time.
Man.
So anyway, I know I have a couple things I just want to say before I go outside.
Yeah.
So we were planning on doing the CE5 for the 20th of April, and I have to, yeah, Melissa Leslie, and I have to cancel the event because the facility had a fire.
Oh, wow.
The actual building that was next door completely burned to the ground, and it created a lot of damage
Ooh.
to the building. So
Mm-hmm.
they have now postponed all the events for the next forthcoming, season, which is very sad because a
Mm.
lot of people are going to lose, livelihood because a lot of people do different events there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love Arizona too. It's so cool. Um, Arizona is so magical. But there's a lot going on that we don't know
Ooh.
about.
Yeah.
Um, anyway, so I want to just make sure that you all know because I know Zilla and there are a few other people who are interested in coming down to Connecticut or coming up to Connecticut and
Mm-hmm.
potentially staying at the Egg. Precious wrote it sounds suspicious. Yeah, it could be. It could very
It
well
could
be.
be. It could be. You know.
Fires always seem suspicious at first, but it could be, they happen sometimes. It's an odd occurrence, like electrical.
Yeah.
People are asking what the Egg is. The Egg is a facility that's in Ledyard, Connecticut, where we were going to be holding our CE5. So the commander and I usually do CE5s together in Connecticut. And what I wanted to do is establish a area where we could have a facility to use. So if we needed, we could be outside doing the CE5, but then also, having a facility. So
Yeah.
somebody needs to use a restroom or somebody needs to do something. Take a break, sit down. And even if the water is, I mean, if the weather is inclement, we can go inside and do the CE5 because there were these terrific windows, in the
Yeah.
Egg, shaped like an octagon.
Yeah.
So anyway, they had a fire, and like I said, I just wanted to put it out there to people because this is something that needed to be announced and on your show especially because we were
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about it for weeks and weeks. And it's okay. Listen, it happens, stuff happens in life and you have to like adjust and adapt. And so I plan, I probably will be attending. I think all is clear for the 13th, so I'll probably
Yeah.
be
Oh, yeah.
attending the 13th.
Yeah. The
Um,
field is good. So, I just tell people
yeah,
to bring a blanket, bring water, bring
yeah,
flexible chair. Make sure you bring stuff because we're going to be out really in a field. We're going to be, we're out right there in the field, and there's very little light pollution, if anything, where we are. We have permission from the owners of the orchards to do that. We're not going to have any state police coming around arresting us. I've already been in touch with them weeks ago. We have the whole thing cleared, and so yeah, it's going to be beautiful. I'm sorry that barn thing happened, and it also hindered some great things that were going to be done this year in ledgered. But you know what? The universe will still make things happen, and we're all going to be together and love each other, and we're going to have a great night on the 13th, and we're going to broadcast it on TikTok too.
Yeah,
So
so I was very fortunate this last Skywatch event because I really learned a tremendous amount. So while I was out last night, we were out for about 3 to 4 hours, and we were in the Black Mountains. And so it's known that there's an underground military
space,
facility,
a military facility. I think it's say ET base.
that is known to be an active base where they work with the UFO, extraterrestrials. And so last night, okay, so if you're telling me something like that, and as you know, Commander, I'm always looking for evidence, right?
I know you are.
That's my job, right? Is to look for
Yeah, yeah,
evidence.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, coming into this, I was like, oh yeah, 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 right, right, right. So I go there and there were 10 of us and we all had military grade goggles, nighttime vision.
Yeah,
So we were all out there. We did Melinda did a little talk, and she showed everyone in the group how to spot a UAP and a UFO and what they look like, how fast they travel, how they maneuver, how they disappear in and out of the, vision.
right.
We also talked about space, aircraft, and be able to,
The
tell the
differences.
differences between different crafts, spacecrafts, military helicopter, um, satellites, any kind of debris that could be traveling in space. And so ultimately, we were having activity like you could not believe,
Really.
like at least 30 craft, at
Now
least
these
30 craft.
Now when you say 30 craft, and this is important, are these extraterrestrial craft or are these non-extraterrestrial craft
Well,
that
what's
you're
very
looking at?
interesting about it is there were at least 12 military helicopters that were positioned above the mountains that were far from us, far distance. And you could tell with the nighttime vision goggles because they were very bright. They were like super, super bright. And they were far from us. So they were protecting the airspace for something. They were either protecting the airspace or they were preparing their airspace or they were preparing for maneuvers. They were doing something. So all of a sudden we were seeing all types of things happening, sequencing, 2 and 3 craft traveling together,
Hmm.
one track, and what happens is they'll come, we call this thing, we call it they power up, which is when they power up, they get ready to become extremely strong, their
Yeah.
energy, and then they disappear into the cosmos.
Right.
And that's what we call a power up. We saw a lot of power ups last night. We saw maneuvering. We saw formations, which meant 4 crafts together, making
Hmm.
different shapes. We were witnessing the crafts coming up from the bottom of the mountain. So
Really?
Melissa and I were working together, and the group was sort of around us. And Melissa and I were like making an assumption that they were coming from the mountain, from the down below, and then
Right.
making their way up through the clouds. And then we were able to visibly see them go
Hmm.
from the top of the clouds to our vision of sight, and then they
Wow.
disappeared.
Now, do you think, Grace, and knowing you as I know you, now that you've seen that, obviously, do you think that some of those extraterrestrial spaceships are not working with the military people, or do you think all of them are? Or do you think there's different things going on?
I think probably we're working together with a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
So the question that Melissa and I had last night, because we're both about the evidence, and she's very, very into evidence, and she said, listen, it looks to me as if they're coming from the base, that there have been known hikers in the area that have found the entrances to this base.
Really?
We even spotted people climbing in Bear Mountain, like they were hiking. We could see their lights, and we were using lasers to flash them, and they were flashing back at us. So we could see from miles and miles and miles. It was incredible. It was so incredible because we're in the dark zone.
Yeah.
What happens with a UFO is that it will come into vision in the night, goggles in the vision, a nighttime vision goggle.
Mm-hmm.
But then you can see it. What happens is the reflection of the Earth's luminous energy will light up the craft, right? Because of the position of the planet, and
Yeah.
it will become amber. And then you can remove the nighttime vision goggles and you can witness them from the naked eye. So we saw at least 4 of the amber crafts last night with our naked eye. It's
Now,
so
do you think that these particular ETs that are potentially, without really knowing it, who are working with a secret level of our top secret, cosmic secret government, whatever that is? Do you think? Why do you think that is? If that is happening, why are they working with these particular levels of government people?
Well, I think that number one, I think that my thoughts are, I think that they're protecting the airspace for either entry of these crafts, or they are protecting airspace for the crafts. And they are working in unison with them because we saw them coming directly from the mountains. I think that there were more than just military togetherness. I think there were other spaceships and other UFOs that were not connected to what Melissa and I were seeing.
Right, that's my point. So
Yeah,
the
those
other
going on.
multiples. So let's say they're, like Star Wars, there are the positive beings that are observing these other ones working with our military. They're observing it. They're watching to see what they're doing, correct? I mean,
Yeah.
hypothetically speaking. Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, interesting.
why would they be out there is the question, and this is what Melissa and I were talking about. We were like, okay, well, why are they out there? And we kept determining that they are there, that they are literally there to protect and guard airspace or prepare the airspace for something. And then, of course, we saw Starlink go by.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Suddenly there was like 20, dots in a row, and the Starlink just kind of went by, which was really awesome to see. And yeah, people are saying reverse engineering. Yeah, of course, we're absolutely working with, species known that we've
For
been working with,
years.
yes, for well beyond, Area 54, and, goes well beyond.
S4, all that stuff, right, Patterson?
There's a great book I'm reading right now, guys, that I'll recommend if you want to make heads or tails out of this, called Connecting the Dots by Paola Harris, who is a mentor of mine, and she works directly with Dr. Greer. And she wrote a great book, Connecting the Dots. So making sense of the UFO phenomenon. I mean, and the thing is, like, I don't believe people are crazy. And I'm going to tell you this, Commander, and I'm going to tell everyone in the room. I don't know who's in the room tonight. I've been kind of seeing the chats, but I would never bully someone and because I disagree with them. So I just want to kind of put that out there.
Okay.
I just have my own thoughts. I have my own I push back on things sometimes, even with colleagues, because I want them to understand something, or I need, I need proof. Because this is becoming
your mind is trying to understand, even if it's there. You're like, the human mind's always going to question the spiritual mind. It's one of the things I tell people, like your human mind says, wait a minute, but your spiritual self says, wait a minute, to the mind. And then you have this conflict between the analytical mind and then your spiritual being, because we all have a spiritual beingness. So you sometimes have a conflict between a friction with yourself not so much with anything else out there. And you're trying to decipher which do I go with, my analytical or my heart. And you can go with the analytical sometimes, but sometimes you got to go by the inner understanding of what you feel. If you don't go with that, then you're in trouble.
Well, what's so cool is last night, Melissa is a psychic medium, and I
Mm-hmm.
am also a psychic medium. So we're both very intuitive people, and we can see beyond things. And so it's like not just all about the logical mind, but
Right.
then what's so cool is we we connected right away, and we felt that it's imperative to compare notes. It can't just be, thank you so much, Lovala. Thank you. I feel like some things got misconstrued in the last few weeks, and the last thing I want to do is make people feel unsafe. Especially, I like if there are things that need to be talked out, I'm willing to do so. I don't want people to be afraid and to feel like, I'm not going to, be understanding or just because I have a different of an opinion doesn't mean we have to dislike each other or hate each other. You know what I'm saying? So I think
Right.
that's the bottom line. And this is what has to happen in our world. If we really want peace, we need to think on these terms. If we're doing CE5s and we're putting out, you know, transmissions to extraterrestrials, to come to help our planet, we need to literally think on those terms. We cannot have this tension going on. So I've been, working on this. We all need. I'm working on myself just like everyone else. And
Right.
so, yeah. So I wanted to just kind of put that out there. Yes, I'm going to take you out to see the sky. I'm going to go right now. All right,
Oh
hang on
yeah.
one second.
Yeah. We
I'm going
want
to
to. You got to get out there.
I'm gonna mute my camera for a sec. Hang on, guys, because I don't want you to. Because I have guests here. Hang on one
Okay.
sec.
Commander, do you prefer your cider warm or iced? I like iced cider. I mean, I've had warm cider, don't get me wrong, but that question about the cider, normally I have New England apple cider with ice cubes. Good question. Because people know that I drink apple cider during my show here, so that's my cosmic drink. And she's going outside, so it's really kind of cool. She's in Sedona. She actually had an experience where she visually saw these spaceships. She's actually getting to experience stuff, and I think her inner spirit guided her there. I think everything happens for a reason. So, and again, our April 13th event is going to be very important, very special. I'm so sorry that that barn burned down in Ledyard. I don't. Is it a conspiracy? Did the government come in there and try to stop it? Who knows? It could just be a natural thing, but who knows? Although on the 13th we are well protected by the Ashtar Command, and we're going to have a beautiful, loving experience. We're going to be broadcasting at 8 o'clock at the Apple Orchard on the 13th, and Steve 85 says they just want answers. Well, if you watch this show, Steve, you'll get answers. No rush. You'll get a lot of answers on encounters, guaranteed. So on April 13th, make sure if you're wherever you are in the world that you're watching us at 8 o'clock at night. We're going to have our ground crew of the Ashtar Command, our Ashtar Command contact group, which I'm a co-coordinator of, and two of my other people that are not on TikTok or Facebook. They'll be there. We've got a group of people they have social media, but they're not on this platform that are with the Ashtar Command. We have a lot of people in our area that work with the Ashtar Command on certain levels. So, and yeah, tomorrow night we're going to be doing an Ashtar Command Q&A. April will be on with me, and we're going to be actually sharing information about what the Ashtar Command is. Ashtar Command is. April 8th, we're not doing anything special. I'm just, I know that the eclipse is happening. I'm meditating and still feeling that out, what should be done. They can't communicate like the Pat Lavoie says, don't be hostile towards them. They can't communicate like the 65 song or something. But okay, now Grace is going outside, so hopefully her phone's working. What would really be interesting if an Ashtar command ship showed itself over the skies where Grace is and just started to multicolor in front of her.
So there's the so now what I'm looking at is I've got the black mountains behind me, and you can actually see Orion.
You have your camera off. We can't see anything. Now we
Okay.
can.
You can see Orion right there. The 3 stars on the bottom of the screen.
Wow.
Yeah, that's Orion.
I'm going to bring you up on a bigger screen here, I think. I'm going to try to anyway.
Yep, so we're
Oh,
in the
yeah, there we go.
dark here. It's a little bit overcast out here tonight. That's a house right there that I'm pointing at in the distance. I have to my flashlight on.
Yeah, I couldn't make the camera any bigger, so it seems the same size. Anyway, who knows? You might see a spaceship out there.
So this is the night sky. It's a little slightly overcast tonight. We have some clouds.